Coterminal angles in degrees. All right, so we sketched angles in standard positions in our previous video, and you may have noticed, well, where did we notice this? Here's one. You may have noticed 450 degrees. This was back a couple videos ago. 450 degrees took us all the way up to this 90-degree marker. So the terminal side on this angle was 90 degrees, but that's the same as a 90-degree angle. It has the same initial side and the same terminal side as a 90-degree angle. And in fact, if you added 360 degrees to this, you would end up with, what is that, 810 degrees, and that would have the same initial side and terminal side as both 450 and 90 degrees. Angles that have the same initial side and terminal side are called coterminal angles. So as an example here, negative 240 degrees, moving in that negative direction. So here's 0 degrees, that's where it would start. We know that these spokes count by 30s, the outside spokes, the middle spokes, those ones are the 45. So negative 30, negative 60, negative 90, negative 120, negative 150, negative 180, negative 210, negative 240 would be right here, going in that clockwise direction because it's a negative angle. That is negative 240 degrees. 120 degrees, again, the outside spokes, those are counting by 30s. So 30, 60, 90, 120. So we start here. We're moving counterclockwise. And we land on 120 degrees. So that's the same exact spoke. If I took this guy and I put it right here, bam, that's that same angle. Those are coterminal angles. Negative 240 and 120 are coterminal angles. They have the same initial side and terminal side, but they go around a different number of times. For degrees, this means we can add or subtract multiples of 360 degrees to find coterminal angles. If I land here on 120 and then I go another 360 degrees, I'll land right back where I started. Let me just start with a 30-degree angle here, a 30-degree angle. That's going to be this guy right here. And in fact, let me just make that a thicker line there, a 30-degree angle. Initial side, of course, down here. If I added 360 degrees to 30 degrees, I would get 390 degrees. And to do 390 degrees, I would go an entire revolution. I would do the entire 360. Let's do that on the outside. I would do the entire 360, and then I would go 30 more degrees. And that would give me 390 degrees. I could even go another 360 degrees, make myself go another entire loop. And that would bring me to 750 degrees. So 750 degrees, I'm going to run out of room is what I'm going to run out of. Start here, we'd go 1, 2, and then 1, oop, too much. And then additional 30 degrees there, that would be 750 degrees. And this goes in the reverse direction as well. So if you go from 750 and you subtract 360, you're going to have that same initial side and terminal side. You can even subtract 360 from 30 degrees to get negative 330 degrees. So negative 330 degrees, if you have your initial side, the outside spokes here count by 30s. So this is negative 30, negative 60, negative 90, negative 120, negative 150, negative 180, negative 210, negative 240, negative 270, negative 300, negative 330. So that would be starting at this initial side and going all the way to here. That would be negative 330 degrees. All of them start and end at the same place, and that's what coterminal angles are. What's going to be really important in terms of coterminal angles is dealing with angles that fall outside of our happy zone. Our happy zone is going to be between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. So we really like angles that fall in that zone. We have a nice little labeled unit circle for that. So we like to find the coterminal angles that will have similar properties to an angle between 0 and 360. All you need to do is if you have an angle bigger than 360 degrees, you start subtracting 360 until you have one between 0 and 360. So you would do 960 minus 360. That's 600 degrees. So we know that 960 and 600 degrees are coterminal angles, but that's not what we want because it's not between 0 and 360. So we take that 600-degree angle and we subtract off 360, and that gives us 240 degrees, which is between 0 and 360. And that is our answer, 240. And all three of these angles are coterminal angles, 960, 600, 240, all coterminal angles. On the other hand, if we have a negative angle, like negative 500 degrees, and we want it between 0 and 360, we want a coterminal angle between 0 and 360, we would start adding 360. So we have negative 500 degrees plus 360 degrees is equal to negative 140 degrees. So we have negative 500 degrees, negative 140 degrees. Those are coterminal angles, but that's not what we want because it's not between 0 and 360. So we take the negative 140, we add another 360, and we get 220 degrees. And that's finding coterminal angles. All right, that's it for this video. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in our next one when we go to talk about a different measurement for angles, which is radian measure.